section 1.2. So section 1.2 is linear and rational equations. So because we finished section 1.1 today, 1.1 homework will be assigned today. But maybe I'll make it due on Monday so you guys don't have too much due on Friday, okay? Because you'll have prerequisites due on Friday and P5 due on Friday. So I'll make section 1.1 due Monday so that it's not like 4 assignments due on Friday, okay? So make sure you're working ahead, make sure you're looking at it to see what's going on. Okay, so section 1.2 is linear and rational equations. So we just did a couple examples on the previous page. We did a linear equation, right? So let's review what a linear equation is. A degree 1 polynomial. So what does degree 1 mean again? What's degree? Talked about it last class, right? The highest exponent. Good. So degree 1 means the highest exponent is 1. So it's a polynomial of the form ax plus b equals c, where a does not equal 0. So the way that we solve linear equations is first we simplify each side. So that means we can combine like terms, we can multiply, we can do a couple different things. So we're going to simplify first. Step 2 is collect all the variable terms on one side and all the terms not containing a variable on the other side. So we'll get everything with a variable on one side, everything without a variable on the other side. Step 3 is isolate your variable. So maybe you need to divide or multiply to isolate the variable, and then solve. And then we'll check our answer. Because it's 8 a.m. and sometimes adding is hard for me. Okay, so example, solve for the variable. Number 1, x minus 2 equals 0. So I don't need to simplify anything. So step 1 is done. Step 2 is collect all the variable terms on one side and all the terms not containing variables on the other side. So here I have a 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Are we all okay with this? Okay, so I'm saying x minus 2. The opposite of subtraction is addition, so I'm adding that because negative 2 plus 2 equals 0. I want to get rid of that 2, right? So then on the left side of my equals, on the left side of my equation, all I have left is x. And on the right side, I have 0 plus 2 is 2. So I solved for my variable, which is the directions. So I'm done. Okay? Number 2, I have 2x equals 12. So what do I need to do to get x by itself? I have everything with an x on one side, everything without an x on the other side. What's the operation between 2 and x? Multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get 2x over 2. The 2 over 2 cancels because 2 over 2 equals 1. So I get x equals 12 over 2, which is 6. I have x equals something, so that means I solved for my variable, right? Okay, number 3. Number 3 is 4x minus 3 equals 17. So what do I need to do? Add 3 to both sides. So on the left-hand side of my equation, I have x and a bunch of other stuff, right? I need to get everything with a variable on one side, everything without the variable on the other side. So if I add 3 to both sides, I'm getting closer to that goal, right? So now on the left side of my equals, on the left side of my equation, I have everything without an x. On the right side, I have everything without an x. So now, to get x by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And I get x equals what? Good, so I solved for my variable. All right, let's look at number 4. So are we good? Are you guys good with this? I feel like probably spent a significant amount of time in high school doing this. But some people it's been a long time since then. Okay, so number 4, I have 2 minus parentheses x, or 7x plus 5 equals 13 minus 3x. So now I do need to do number 1. I do need to simplify, right? So what do you guys want to do to simplify? Distribute the negative. I like that idea. So I have 2 minus 7x minus 5 equals 13 minus 3x. Okay, so now my goal is to get everything with an x on one side and everything without an x on the other side. What do you guys think the next step should be? There's 10 different ways to do this problem, so give an idea. Nolan? You want to add 5 on both sides? So I'm making sure that when I'm adding and subtracting, I'm doing my like terms, right? So 5 is a constant, doesn't have an x, so I'm going to line that up with my 13, which on the other side, which doesn't have an x either. So then I'm left with 2 minus 7x equals 18 minus 3x. Who else has an idea? What should we do next? Subtract 2 from both sides. I like that. Can I move the x's to the other side at the same time? Is that okay? So I'm going to add 3x to both sides at the same time. Is that okay? Good. So I get 10x equals 16. No? Oh. It's a negative 7, thanks. So it's negative 7 plus 3. Negative 4x. Good. So what's next? Divide both sides by negative 4. And I get x equals what? Negative 4. Do you guys agree? All right, we still have 3 more minutes, so we're going to do number 5. Are we good with number 4? Yeah? All right, why don't you guys start number 5 on your own? I'm going to write down my number 5, and you guys check your answer. And maybe you do it in a different order than me, and that's fine. So look up if you need a hint. Look up to make sure I can add again. Yes, thank you. Am I good now? So 1 more minute, finish up, check my work. Did I get it right? Yes? Okay, so we'll start with number 6 next time.